This Fullmetal Alchemist deck revolves around 3 characters: Envy, Lust, and Father. However, is too many characters spreading the strategy too thin? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this Purple Fullmetal Alchemist Union Arena deck. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for different anime TCGs. Alright guys, here we go. These are the action points that I'm going to be using here. As mentioned, the whole goal of the deck is to use Gluttony, Envy, and Lust in order to get out your 4-cost 2 action point Father in order to end the game. It's really strong. If you guys just want the deck profile, pause the video, head on over to mobbytcg.com for proxies, guides, and everything on there. Okay, so let's get started talking about every single character, starting from low to highest. This is Envy. This is going to be one of your raid sources. 0 cost Homunculus. Nothing as an ability. However, the trigger is add this to your hand. This is going to be your basic 1500 0 cost character. Next, it's going to be Lust, which is your other raid sources of the deck. It's another Homunculus, and these traits do matter in this deck. The goal here is the goal of the whole deck is to get 20 or more cards in the trash in order to play the 4-drop Father, and a lot of these cards will be working towards that. The on play here is draw 1 and trash 1. Really good. Go ahead and trash as much as you can because you need 20 cards in the trash. The trigger here is drawing 1 card, and it is yet another 1500 BP character. So running 4 of these. Now, we don't want just 8 characters of 0. We want to be more consistent. So we're running some Ninas and Alexanders, if you know the anime. So basically, this is a human card, 0 cost. So you can activate this during your main and resting it, meaning you want to play. You can use the ability the turn after you played beforehand. So you want to set this up and play it ASAP. This character gets 1 more energy, which is nice. Then at the end of your main phase, retire this card. So yeah, it's a little bit of a sacrifice here. It's great because even though your highest cost card is a 4, you want to get out your 3 cost and your 4 cost that do generate more energy, and this card will allow you to do that, as well as trashing itself, giving you more cards in the sideline. So we are running 10 0 cost cards. Next off, we have a 1-cost searcher. This is the Father card. It's a Homunculus. On play, look at the top 3. Grab any Homunculus, and I recommend grabbing, of course, your Envies, your Lust, and your Father cards. And as a secondary, you want to grab your Gluttony to help you with your late game. If you grab 1 card, you have to trash 1, and then once again, that's really good. You want to trash some cards in order to fill the 20 cards in the trash requirements. So running 4 of these. Next off, we have another 1-cost card. This is a field card that really works with the deck here. It's called Nationwide Transmutation Circle. So during the main, you're going to be resting this card once per turn, so the turn after you play it, because this comes in rested. But basically, you get to place the top card of your deck to the outside area. Wonderful, helps you build up the sideline. Then later on, if you already have 20 or more, even if you have 19 and the 20th card is the one you put here, you get to draw 1 card. So this most likely will grab maybe 1 or 2 cards max per in the game, because when you get 20 or so, the game's usually close to being ended. However, if you get 2 of these very early, you might be able to just get 20 in the trash like really fast. I'm running 2 of these. Next off, we have Envy. Once again, another raid card. A raid source is a 2-cost Homunculus. Your characters with raid can use this to raid. In this deck, there are 2 raids, which is Envy and Lust. So Lust can raid on here, and Envy on this as normal. On play, if you have 10 or more cards in your area, which when you play this, you're going to have 2 energy. If you play this on curve, you usually won't have it. But if you did, choose 1 character on your opponent's front line, 3,000 or less, and rest it. That's not that relevant of an ability. If it's 3,000 or less, towards the end game, you might use this as, getting rid of a blocker. That might work out. But anyway, it's a really just decent card overall. So running 4 of these Envies. Next off, we have these 3-cost Lusts. These are your 4 colors of the deck. Once again, Homunculus. On play, look at the top card. If it's Homunculus, you can show it, add it to your hand. If you did not add it to your hand, you can trash it. Now, even if it is a Homunculus, if you already have trash and you really are looking to just fill up your sideline, you can trash it instead, even if it is a Homunculus. 2500, this has 2 energy, so you're most likely to be using this in the backline for a long time. The trigger color here is play purple 2 or less from your outside to your front line in active. Now that's a little counterintuitive because you want to have stuff in trash. However, it's completely fine. If it's already in active, throw it in there, use it as a blocker, no harm, no foul. You didn't use up any of your extra APs to throw it out. Next we have King Bradley, another 3 cost. This is a human homunculus. On play, choose another character in your area, and it gains. This character cannot be chosen by opponent trigger effects during this turn. This is extremely powerful to use on a turn that you already have an existing 4 cost card. Your gluttonies, your envies, your lusts, and more importantly, your father cards. This will help you protect that. Otherwise, use it very early to get more energies out in order to summon more of your stuff. The trigger here is going to be drawing 1 card and a 3000 BP. If you already have a lot of stuff in the side, if you already have a lot of stuff in the energy line, go ahead and throw them in the front to do some attacking. Now we have these Philosopher's Stones. These are your 4 finals of the deck. The ability is choose 2 AP, set them as active, so you get 1 more extra action that turn. The trigger is your basic final. If this is the last card as a trigger, you get to heal 1. Only 4 of these. Now let's move on to your late game. A lot of this stuff is basically just setting up. The only 2 cost energies you have in the deck are going to be these 4 King Bradleys and these 4 lusts. So you gotta be really careful, because if you do end up raiding on a lot of lust and you don't have a lot of extra stuff like King Bradley, your backline might suffer from energy. Alright, so let's talk about Gluttony. This is a homunculus card, so it can be searched by the 1 cost father. So activate main, discard 1 card once per turn. This character gains 2 damage, which is awesome. And when this character attacks and wins a battle, draw 1 card. So if you trash a card, you hit them, 2 damage. Really good. If they block it, you at least get a card back. And once again, this makes it so you can cycle and cycle and cycle. So it's a very great card to play early. You don't have to, there's no prerequisite as a raid card or anything like that. So Gluttony is a really good card. 4000 attacker as well. So we're in 2 of these. Now for your Raid Envy Homunculus. So this raid's only on Envies. On play, this character gains Impact, which is super good. You got double damage here, you got Impact. Oof, it helps you win games. Then when attacking, draw 1 and trash 1. So good, you get to use it the first time you throw it out and subsequent turns after that. All of this is to help you get 20 cards plus into the sideline. On retire, choose an opponent's frontline and rest it. Yeah, it's really relevant too. That helps out a lot, especially if this is the first card to block out and your opponent has a lot more attacking later on. So the trigger here is raid or add this to your hand. Being a 4 cost, this is really easy to do so. Extremely powerful card because it has the persistent every turn ability of drawing and trashing, fixing up your hand and also filling up this sideline. Now for your other raid card of the deck, it's going to be Lust, another homunculus card. Only raids on Lust except for these awesome envies as well. So on play, you're going to be drawing 2 and trashing 2. Way good. Super good for filling up your sideline. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your outside, you get to draw an additional card. So you draw 2, trash 2. Then you get to just add a new one to your hand. So good. On retire, return the raid source of this back to your hand. So it can be anything. It can be the 3 cost envy, the 2 cost envy, the 3 cost lust, 2 cost envy. It just goes back to your hand instead of going to the trash. Which once again, it's a little counterintuitive because you want stuff in the sideline, but at the same time, with your ability, you are still doing a lot there, which is good. And it's not the worst thing if you do get that 3 cost lust with the 2 energy back to your hand. The trigger here is going to be raiding or add it to your hand if you can. These are all 4000. Now, the bad thing about all of these cards is it really doesn't do anything to the board states. It's not forcing your opponent to KO anything or anything like that. The only thing that closest we have that is this, where if your opponent decides to block, you get benefits off of it. But yeah, these 2 are basically, they're here to fill the board, do some attacks, and try to fill up the sideline because you'll be doing this. This is your win condition of the deck. Father Homunculus. This is a 4 cost with 2 actions. The only card in the deck with 2 actions. So this character can only be played if you have 20 more cards in your outside area and no cards with this card number in your area. Meaning you can have another father name, but you cannot have the same number. So literally the same 4 copies of the card, only 1 on the field at a time. The character is played in active. This has double attack permanently, meaning you attack once, it goes to active, then your opponent activates the trigger, and then stuff happens. On play, choose an opponent's character on frontline and sideline it. Really crazy strong ability. Main, so you can use this on your main when this is in the outside area, because there's lots of ways to trash cards. So if this is in the outside area or it has been sidelined, you can activate this if you have 20 more cards in your sideline. Place 3 cards from your hand to the trash. If you did, you grab this to your hand. So if you somehow, did a lot of stuff, or you draw in trash, and you just don't need the father yet, but you're building up towards it, you can make some advanced plays and trash it later. And then when you're like, okay, I'm ready to go, trash 3 cards from your hand, and then go ahead and add this. It's a little unfortunate because those 3 cards that you do trash don't really add up to the 20 plus, because you already have 20 plus when you're able to activate that. But it's a little bit of a pinch summon if you really need to do so. This character is 5,000 power for attacking and defending. The trigger is adding this to your hand. Really crazy strong. The best thing you can do when you summon it that turn is use this King Bradley to make it so it's safe from all of your opponent's triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last card of the deck is going to be your 4 specials of the deck, called I'll Take It for a Cost. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line, 3,000, and KO it. But however, if you have 4 or more homunculus, which the whole deck's pretty much homunculus, except in Nina's, choose, and then you get to pick one of the following effects. Instead of a 3,000, it's 5,000. Or you can KO a 3,000 and instead place the top 2 from your deck into the outside area. This is good. If your opponent has a really strong raid card, get rid of it. If your opponent has a 3,000 or less card that's strong, get rid of it. If your opponent has a lot of raid source cards that they want to specifically raid on, they want to raid on these Edwards, remove them. Get rid of the early ones. Then place 2 on the top to the outside in order to fill up your sideline. Really crazy and strong. This deck is purple, it's villainous, and it reminds me of one of my favorite decks right now that I'm still playing, which is the purple Demon Slayer deck that revolves around, the hell's his name? Oh my god, Mitsu. I forgot his name, dude. Oh my god, I forgot his name. It's freaking eluding me right now. I got Fullmetal Alchemist on the brain. But it's the same kind of deck. You want to trash, summon the bad guy. So this is pretty much that. It's a cool deck. It might run a little thin because you are running a lot of raid sources working towards the last one. So maybe if you want to make this more consistent with more defense, maybe you get rid of one envy, all of the envies, maybe you get rid of all the lust and you add more stuff like these gluttonies in there, just, whatever you guys feel like. But it's a cool deck, and it's a playstyle which I like, which is race to trash in order to get some late game cool abilities. I really like these nationwide transmutation circles. Best case scenario is going to be like 2 of these and then 2 lusts or 2 Bradleys in the backlight. Right? So that's it. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. Make sure to like Subarino for more content, and head over to my website if you want to see the deck profiles from everything we cover here on the channel, plus guides and proxies. So thanks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.